I would observe that on the Democrat progressive side, they think that it's perfectly okay to just completely destroy women's rights at the altar of limitless gender identity, to the extent we have biological males crushing women. Well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, when I hear Democrats,
that affects,
listen,
no, Piers,
listen,
let me explain.
Let me finish.
This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com. Make sure you get the merch link in the description section. Get you one of these new hats, free. Trump, we got it right here. We manufactured right here at the headquarters. It's a material patch. This ain't going nowhere. This ain't never going to come off. Very well made. I'm proud of the hat. Get you one. Like, subscribe to the channel. Y'all already know what to do. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, one thing that I like about Piers Morgan, because Candace had to whoop him the other day, but I do believe that he says a lot of valuable things. I think that he is right majority of the time when he says things, and I agree with him most of the time. But this time right here, homeboy from, what's that company called? The Young Turks. Y'all know the idiot from the Young Turks. That dude is soy is oozing out of his skin. That dude is the most beta dude I ever heard of in my life. He always crying and whining about something. But Piers Morgan hit him over the head with some facts, and I think it's invaluable to see. I would have loved to see what Tommy Lahren had to say, but she didn't engage in this portion of the clip. But that dude is such a wankster, man, and he's so easily able to get frustrated. People get him all worked up, and he's easy to debate because it's emotions and it's not really reality. It's like that beta dude who didn't have a real father in his life, and he's a real coward on the inside, but then he boasts this bravado on the outside that's completely fake. And let me play this clip so y'all can see Piers spank him on this segment. Roll the clip.
I would observe that on the Democrat progressive side, they think that it's perfectly okay to just completely destroy women's rights at the altar of limitless gender identity, to the extent we have biological males crushing women. Well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, when I hear Democrats,
that affects,
listen,
no, Piers, let me explain.
Let me finish.
That affects 0.00001%. You guys are obsessed with beating up on trans people. It barely affects anyone in the country. It's a giant distraction. Meanwhile, women are 51% of this country, and you don't mind Republicans taking away their freedom completely and saying that their body is the property of the U.S. government?
Okay, yeah, now I gotta cook. I was gonna let him cook, but I gotta cook a little bit. All right, I gotta simmer in the pot a little bit, bro. This talking point from these, I want to call him the F word, but I'm not gonna do it. Happy Pride Month. Listen. These people get on my nerves talking about the country is 50% of women, and you're gonna let the government get involved in their life. Well, look. If somebody goes and catches a woman in the street, hit her in the stomach, she loses her baby, should the government not be involved in penalizing the person that took the life of the unborn? Should the government not be involved? Because as if the woman's body is not protected at all. If a woman's in a bar and she knocking back a fifth of Angel's Envy, are you okay with that? She 8 months pregnant, she knocking back. The bartender wouldn't serve a pregnant woman at the thing. No, forget that. There are pills that on the bottle, it says, do not take if pregnant. If she want to take it, they should sell it to her anyway because it's her body, her choice. Shut the front door. And 99.9% of women who are going over there and getting it removed and doing all that crazy stuff, most of them are elected. It's not because they've been victimized in it. It's not because they don't have a choice. They're electing to do it. It's a choice that they're making. That's a damaging, devastating choice. That's murder. God dang, I can't stand these people. Come on, Piers, you can start cooking again.
I find it slightly weird when I hear people on the one hand ferociously wanting to defend women's rights, but on the other hand quite happy to see those rights traduced by things like allowing biological males to compete in sport, or allowing biological males to be in female spaces, whatever it may be.
Piers,
I'm sorry, you may not think
Piers,
it's important.
No, you're being ridiculous.
I'm not being ridiculous. And if you honestly think only 7 people are affected by the transport thing, and it's got nothing to do with trans people, I want them.
It's more than. Hey, are you saying it's in the thousands? Are you saying that there's thousands of trans women competing in professional sports?
No, but
are you saying it's hundreds?
No, but
are you talking about dozens or single digits?
It is
a microscopic issue.
It is. No, it's not.
To focus on.
Here's why you're wrong.
push that bigotry.
Here's why you're wrong. Right across the board, from when little girls compete at school now, to high school, to college, to potentially professional sport. If you do not stop trans athletes competing against women, it will destroy women's sport. More and more sports are seeing it happening.
Get back to reality.
It is reality.
So Piers,
it's happening.
Who should replace him?
It's happening.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Piers,
well, you should care.
The funny thing is, I actually agree with you, but I don't care.
Okay.
It affects so little people.
Yeah, how stupid that is. It's just the soy. The soy does something to the brain, man. It makes you stupid and arrogant and weird. You should care. If you agree with Piers that allowing trans to people to get into women's sports and they're dominating, that it's a problem now, even if you believe it's insignificant in the big grand scheme of things, the slippery slope still occurs. They're not just winning at a little a track meet on the weekend. They're winning state championships. So that means that they're jumping all the way at the top of the state, at the top of college swimming. What are you saying, bro? They're at the top of the sport. They don't just win. They broke the world record for women's lifting. The world record. And if you let them do it enough, they're going to break the world record in some of these major sports as well. World record. World NCAA record. High school record. High school #1. Cycling #1. They just #1. Every time they in it, they #1. You know, you don't see, it's never a case where a trans person jumped in a sport and they third on a podium. They jump in, they #1. In cycling, #1. Powerlifting, #1. And it's not trans men, it's only trans women. It's only men going to women that we see this. We don't see women going to men in there. You'll never see it. They #1.
It's an obvious distraction.
You wouldn't be saying. You would not be saying that.
Trump?
Well, I agree.
How do we beat Trump?
Yeah, okay, we'll come to that.
Trump?
But just to be clear, it affects a lot more people than you think, that issue. And if you were a mother or a father of a young girl, very promising athlete, whose Olympic place is stolen by a trans athlete who has an unfair advantage, you would not feel the way you do.
Has literally happened to maybe 2 people on planet Earth.
Shouldn't be happening to anybody.
Maybe.
Right.
2.
Anyway,
out
let's
of
get
8
back
billion
to,
people.
Is Gavin Newsom the right guy?
First of all, 8 billion people don't play sports. Let's start with that. Also, 8 billion people don't live in the United States of America. So let's reduce it down to the United States of America, 300 million people. Out of 300 million people, there's probably like 10 million athletes. Then you go male, female. There's about 5 million girl athletes. And then you start going at, and you look at the ranking of all these female athletes. One transgender has this whole state record. One transgender has the world record. One transgender beat the girls in swimming by like 30 seconds, standing on a podium with his ding-a-ling hanging out. What are y'all saying, man? That's why I don't like these guys. The soy in that guy is moving so strong. He should start his own soy supplement company. I can't stand men like that just don't have a spine. Bigotry, the bigotry. Shut the front door. All you lames is like women's rights, and then men be beating up women that act like women. They dress like a woman, they beat up on the women, and y'all totally fine with that. Now men have more rights than women in women's rights. Y'all get your stuff in public square. I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm out of here.